LeBron James is going to leave a lot of legacies.
In his remarkable career,
Most points in NBA history, longevity, the chosen one, but there's another legacy that nearly transcends all his achievements. LeGM.
what the
The Lakers hiring JJ Redick makes this LeBron's 10th head coach in 21 years. Of the 10 coaches, 5 were first-time NBA head coaches, and that isn't coincidental. Here's a chart of how many players and first-round picks a team traded during a player's career. Jordan had 35, Kobe had 56, Curry with 51, and then here's LeBron James. As of last season, 118. You might say that's because the other players were only on one team, that they didn't play as long, but the amount of roster turnover is like a 2K rebuild. I'ma trade him! LeGM is warranted. Even his own son Bronny got caught in the web. Regardless of whether you think JJ Redick can succeed or not, something is painfully obvious. LeBron has a problem that's been holding him and his teams back for years, and I'm gonna go through the 3 key pieces that will continue to hurt the entire NBA. This is the one big thing we need to talk about this week. This isn't news, this is the truth, however long it takes. So get ready to dive in. What is up, dudes, that's ballers players? It's your boy MJ. We can start with what I like to call 0 to 100 to 0 faith. Piece number 1. LeBron has had coaches for an average of less than 3 years. That is absurd. But it's all according to LeBron. JJ Redick tried to say that LeBron didn't talk to him about the coaching job, but podcasting with him didn't hurt. Each coach is meant to bring their own style, their own culture. Other than Erik Spoelstra on the Heat, LeBron got David Blatt, a first-time head coach who got fired despite making the finals, and then hired another first-time head coach, Ty Lue, who never really got any credit while coaching the Cavs. Don't think we forgot about how fans and media felt. This man said Ty Lue was the worst Cavs coach he's seen.
Boy, ain't no way.
On the Lakers, Luke Walton was a first-time head coach, a horrible one, gets fired for Frank Vogel, who helps the Lakers' big man lineup thrive, their defense be elite, and get to a championship, who then gets fired after the Lakers get Russell Westbrook.
watch out, watch out!
Darvin Ham was another first-time head coach that just got fired. What is going on? Why would you want so many inexperienced head coaches have championship expectations in their first year? That's 0 to 100 real quick. But maybe the reason is because you believe that these coaches will bend a knee and keep your star player happy. More importantly, you barely give these coaches enough time to build any culture. In 2010, when the Heat started 9-8, LeBron went to the Heat GM Pat Riley and asked to fire Erik Spoelstra. But Pat Riley didn't bend a knee. He stood on business. He said he wanted to let Spo grow into the coach he believed he could be, similar to how Pat Riley himself had developed. And Pat was right. Spoelstra would be the one to figure out an offense with a stretch 5 and switch defense that allowed all the stars to shine. LeBron's favorite head coach, Greg Popovich, has had years to instill his own culture of accountability. So now players know what to expect. Erik Spoelstra now has instilled a culture of getting the most out of any roster, of making sure everyone's role is defined and utilized. But that didn't come in 2 or 3 years. If Pat Riley bent the knee, we would have never seen Spo's greatness. Now, I'm not saying whether or not JJ Redick will be a great coach for the Lakers. I'm hoping he is. What I am saying is that no coach has enough time to implement their own system fully with LeBron, to the point that the coach becomes a scapegoat. Blame away from LeBron. LeBron for the past decade has always been in win now mode. But it's like saying adding a rookie or second-year player to the roster when going for a championship, and then it's the rookie's fault for why they didn't get the ring? That logic makes no sense. Pat might have been able to keep LeBron a bit more in check, but once LeBron left the Cavs, he took the power for himself. Bron was the best player in the league by far, scorned by Dan Gilbert and the Cavs in his first stint with the Cavs, like an ex that had done him wrong.
That's tough.
And he didn't want to be in a vulnerable situation. So he signed 3 consecutive one-year deals. LeBron could leave anytime without the management getting anything in return. And we've seen LeBron cryptically try to force management to do what he wants. Where LeGM came out. Where LeBron tried to control the narrative, especially in the media era.
The best way to put it is that LeBron James is a social media Jordan. Like, if Michael Jordan played in the social media era but was worried about his image and what people thought of him, I know it's a weird comparison, but if you think about it, it makes sense. A player of LeBron's stature is dealing with a lot more than just being a great player. LeBron has tried to spin the narrative in his favor, and truth be told, in today's world, media controls a big part of the narrative.
When LeBron made the statement that he would join whatever team his son Bronny would get drafted to, it completely changed the conversation from, is Bronny good enough to get drafted, to Bronny will only get drafted because his father is LeBron James. But basically guaranteed that Bronny would get drafted. And now Rich Paul, LeBron's partner, is saying that Bron doesn't care about teaming up with Bronny. So all the attention goes to Bronny, and now Bron goes back on his word. In 2019, LeBron said he activated playoff mode in the regular season and then stopped playing defense and blamed his teammates.
You are still allowing distractions to affect the way you play, then this is the wrong franchise to be a part of, and you should just come and be like, listen, I can do this. Like, seriously.
What is this? What the hell is this?
All because he was unhappy with the Lakers roster. Kuzma had to push him to play defense?
Gallo.
Bro, what? Recently on the trade deadline, LeBron wanted the Lakers to make some trades and wore a Knicks towel to send a message that he might move if they don't improve the roster. But perhaps that leads to the more important piece number 2, roster turnover. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, KCP, once said he remembers being in Lakers trade rumors every single year he was with the team. And eventually he got traded in the Russell Westbrook trade. KCP would find his way to the Nuggets, where he would become an important role player on the way to another championship. And the Lakers wouldn't even make the playoffs? I have Westbrook Lakers trauma. What are you doing? Remember when fans chanted, LeBron will trade you at Ingram?
Lister shot 70% during those 4 games. He has averaged.
And the funny part is, he did.
Damn.
But there is something exhausting about continuously not knowing if you're staying on the team or not. Imagine not knowing if your whole life is about to get uprooted. New state, new co-workers, new boss, got moved to family, or maybe not, all while having the pressure to perform with LeBron. And if you factor in coaches also trying to keep their job, now they're trying to make home run plays, all in an effort to keep their job because they know what is waiting for them if they can't win now. It's oblivion. Playing with LeBron breeds toxicity. It's an environment that prevents players from finding their role. Part of it is the new age media's fault. It's not serious journalism anymore. It's the fake, according to my sources, reports. They want headlines, and LeBron has been the most scrutinized athlete in history, even before he came into the league. Some of what LeBron has done is a defense mechanism, and I understand it. LeBron is quite simply one of the greatest players of all time, but a lot of the toxicity also stems from LeBron. On the 2014 Cavs, Dion Waiters was immediately traded a few days into LeBron's first season after it felt like he wasn't a fit. Not much time to tell, but okay, Waiters was a bit of a wild card. Maybe you got that right. LeBron forced the Cavs to sign Tristan Thompson to a 5-year, $80 million deal, which didn't really pan out well since Thompson struggled, didn't fit in the modern NBA, multiple scandals, and LeBron left 2 years later. Newcomers on a team don't perform well on average. But teams were at the mercy of trying to keep LeBron happy, and more importantly, because of the one-year deals, just trying to keep LeBron. The Cavs decimate a lot of their future in 2018, trading nearly the entire team to keep LeBron happy. Media members even thought that the Cavs with the new changes were the favorites.
It's Boston's funeral. It's first, yes, the Cavaliers are the clear favorite. It's over.
And he still left.
Rose bomb!
But let's look at the alternative. There was a rookie that started out his career missing his first 17 shots. For 4 straight games, he didn't make a single shot. Under the LeBron system, that player wouldn't have a chance long-term to develop or feel like he could play through the mistakes. But that rookie didn't feel like his team was going to trade him. He was allowed to play through his mistakes and would eventually grow into hitting a game winner against LeBron. Yep, that's Jamal Murray. He became the second best player on a championship team. The stability and trust of a team is not to be understated. But even if you don't stay with one team throughout your career, giving more than a one-year commitment is what builds chemistry and what builds winning basketball. It's a concept that with LeBron has been thrown in the wind. J.R. Smith said that playing with LeBron is a gift and a curse, but beyond the pressure of getting traded and having to pick up everything on the fly quickly, there is something else that's demoralizing, and that's piece number 3. But to understand, look at these 4 teams. What do they have in common? I'll give you a sec. They all went to the finals and have LeBron. Easy, right? But here's the crazy part. If we take a look at LeBron's usage rate over the years, it's been pretty much the same. But how? How can LeBron have the same usage rate on this 2007 Cavs team as this 2012 Heat team? That 07 Cavs team should have never made the finals with a diabolical roster. Yo, what is this, bro? And that 2012 Heat team has 3 top 10 players in the league on the same team. The answer? Every player has to fit with LeBron. Every coach has to cater to what LeBron wants, which we'll get to. And yes, he's a star player, but with this many rosters, he isn't necessarily adapting to his team needs, because if you look at a player like Kobe's usage, you can see it's a bit down with Shaq, goes up during the dark 2005-06 days when he averaged 35 points a game because no one else on his team could score. Kwame Brown wasn't cutting it. And then goes back down once he gets a bit better team and wins a championship. Theoretically, Kobe could have kept high usage, but that wouldn't lead to winning, so he adapted to his teammates. Whatever the team needed, he did. But in the LeBron system, you need shooting all around, preferably one perimeter shot creator and one pick and roll big man. Offensive coaching schemes after LeBron left the Heat in 2014 didn't matter as much on his teams because LeBron did whatever the hell he wanted. And as a leader, LeBron has used media to send messages. Like the tweet to Kevin Love, not addressed to Kevin Love, saying to fit in and not fit out. Instead of talking about it in person, you're subtweeting. Makes sense. And that wasn't the only time. LeBron gets away with all this because he is just that good. And especially in his prime, if he was on your team, you're championship contenders. He is the system. So in exchange, you bend over and, well, you get this mess. But this is what always holds his teams back. Why some years become throwaway years despite having a lot of talent, coaches and players are not consistent. And that limits the potential of any team. So JJ, I wish you luck. The all-in notification watch out goes to an OG, my girl, Samhita, who ain't really messing with LeBron. Appreciate you. Have a wildcard video in process. But see you next week for the next big thing. And hint, stats or lies. Video on the saddest picture in NBA history right here. It's your boy MJ. We out and we vibe.